Hi everybody, once again it's Gabriella. Welcome back to the Venturini Twins. The topic that I want to talk about today, it's about God and just how following God and listening to him and listening to what he has to tell me and where he has to lead me is the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. And now I'm going to try and I'm going to try and convince you to do the same, because y'all, if you have God, if you have that inner compass to tell you what to do, your life is literally going to be perfect. And I'm not saying that you're never gonna stub your toe and say ouch. Things are gonna happen. Things still suck at times, 100%. But when you're listening and you're following God, I promise you it's going to be the best way that it could have possibly gone. Please hear me out. God created you, whether you believe in him or not, in the image of himself. Through himself, there is a part of God in you. It says in the Bible that God knew you before you were even conceived in your mom's womb. Now, what that has me believe is that God knew you, therefore he knew his entire plan for you. Now, let me explain, okay? Let's just start from the beginning. God gave humans free will. This is at the beginning of the Bible. When God said to Adam and Eve, do not eat the apple, and they ate the apple, he was like, what the heck, bro? I told you not to eat the apple. But he did it anyways. God is not going to intervene and as they're reaching for the apple, chop their hand off and be like, I told you not to eat the apple. No, God lets us choose the choices that we do. So if God has a perfect plan for you, okay, but you're living in a worldly mindset and you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna drink tonight, I'm gonna smoke, I'm gonna eat like this, and then you're gonna be like, why does my life suck? Why is God not here? Because you're not doing the things that God wants you to do. Again, God's gonna protect you. Even when I was living a life of many sins, there could have been so many times where I had died because of the situations that I was in, and God was still protecting me, even though I was not following his word. Ever since I started following his way, life has gotten a lot better and a lot easier. And again, things have happened. But the difference now that I've surrendered my life to him is that when things happen, I don't get really crazy worked up about it because I know this is his plan. And 9 times out of 10, when something bad happens, it actually turns out to be the best thing that could have happened. I talked about this in my last video. Failing is not actually failing. When something doesn't go your way, you're actually gathering data and learning how to do it differently next time. And it's not always failing. It could be sickness, an injury. Like, those things happen. And again, they're awful. There's no other way to say it. But if you really let God work through you, that your story can change people's lives. You will have a greater sense of appreciation for when you are healthy. And with prayer, I do believe things can be healed. We are not put here to suffer, and I don't always understand why bad things happen. I wish that maybe bad things happen and then they always got better so that we could learn the lesson and then get back to like this glorious life, but it's not like that. So again, I can only speak from my experience. But when I surrendered and started giving my life to God, and reading my Bible, because that's a big way I started hearing him, I'm telling you, the answers are within. Like, then it's almost like a book, okay? If I'm like, what to do next, God is already telling me what to do next. And at first I was like, how do people hear God? Like, what does somebody mean when they say, I heard God tell me? But really, the closer you get with him and the more you read, it's very obvious which voices are him and which voices are you. And a lot of the times the voices that are, pushing you to be a better person, or if you get an intense download to do something good, obviously, those are from him. And now that I'm walking with him, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, the Bible literally says, I'm that girl now. It's like the Bible says, but seriously, the Bible says, do not worry about anything, but pray about everything. And the more you pray, the more you hear from him. But seriously, I'm at a point in my life where, okay, I've gotten very specific for the most part on how I want my life to look. And I do believe that God gave me that vision, that God gave me that download for what I want. I mean, obviously he is in my thoughts and in my desires. Obviously the good desires, the lustful and the bad ones, that's not God. I'm telling you right now, that is not God. God does not want you to hurt yourself. But the desires that I have to inspire people and bring people closer to God through fitness, I believe that's from him. But as I'm sitting here right now, 23 years old, I'm a flight attendant. I am not making that much money. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like saying like negative things because I do believe in, manifestation a little bit. But if you were a human that maybe didn't believe in God and you're looking at my life right now and I'm telling you these big dreams that I have, you would probably think I was crazy. And that's okay because I know I'm not. I know I'm not because God told me I'm not. And so as I'm sitting here, I could very easily be getting frustrated and be like, oh my gosh, how do I get from here to where I want to be, which is absolutely not struggling with money, inspiring millions of people, having a family, living in my dream apartment in Florida, while meanwhile right now I'm living with my dad. If you were to look and I would be like, how do I get from this to that? Like, oh, I could really, let the devil get me worked up about it. But I can't even get there anymore because of how close I am with God. You know what I hear God say? And he's saying it to you too. He's saying, honey, I already got a plan. The plan is all worked out. You just need to trust me and you need to take the steps I'm telling you to take. And I will say, if you have a life in your head that you want to live and it's big dreams, big goals, a big change, you need to listen to what God's telling you to do. And I will tell you right now, a lot of what he tells you to do is very uncomfortable and it's not fun. And you can watch so many podcasts and YouTube videos about successful people. They will tell you that getting to the point of success is not fun. It's a lot of repetition. It's a lot of waking up early. It's a lot of saying no to when friends want to go out. It's a lot of discipline, okay? And a lot of self-control. And we are not born with discipline and self-control in our blood. That is something that you need to practice and choose. Honestly, you need to choose to have self-control, and then it'll get easier. It's like any other muscle. The more you work at it, the bigger it gets. But if you want to live your best life, you need to do what God is telling you to do because he has your best life in mind. Why would you not want a life designed by God? God, he created the earth. He created everything that you actually want. He knows what you want. He wants you to get what you want, but you need to listen to him. And it's hard. And it's very hard, actually. Before I really was close with God, about 9 months ago, this whole thing, and again, I knew God, but I wasn't very close with him. He told me, and at the time, I didn't know it was him, but he told me to give up alcohol for 9 months. Again, didn't know it was him. I was just like, is this him? Like, why would he not tell me to do that? Alcohol was controlling my life. That was the first step that he asked. In order to get to my dream life, which I didn't even really know what my dream life was at the time, but he knew that I would have it now. See, he always knows things before you even know them because he's God. But yeah, he told me to give up drinking, and I could have very, very easily not listened to that. Yes, it was a download, give up drinking for 9 months, but I could have been like, I'm going to keep living my own ways. And that's what people say when they say that they've been convicted. When you ignore what God is telling you to do, you have a feeling in your chest of like discomfort. Guys, that's God. Nothing in our body is actually contracting. We didn't just get like a cut. Like, that is our conscience. That is our soul aching. That's God. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. So when you get a download like that, where a thought out of nowhere comes that you need to take a certain action, I'm telling you right now, do it. And if you don't do it, he's a loving and beautiful God, but he can punish. And I believe if I didn't listen to that, and if I said no and kept drinking, that something bad would have happened, as if it wasn't already happening. Bad things were happening, but it could have gotten worse. But he has so much grace. So I listened to him. And when I listened to him, hello, why do you guys think he asked me? I got so close with him in these last 9 months. And my dreams feel so much more real than they used to because I'm listening to every single step that he's taking. I mean, for instance, I'm just going to share with you how God has worked in my life. I was going to a certain gym in the city, and I noticed myself falling into lust at that gym. I was liking the attention that came with it. I was looking at attractive people, and I was just like there for the wrong reasons. Of course, I was there to work out, but my eyes weren't as tunnel visioned on the workout as they should have been. And I one day heard God say, do not go to this gym for 1 month. So I'm like, okay, God, why would you want me to stop going to this gym for a month? And like, I kind of knew, like, he knew that this gym was where all the cute guys were at. I hate to say it was like the heart of the city, like a lot of attractive men. And I've been really working on not looking at attractive men, because hello, what does that even mean? It's all about the heart. Everyone's gonna grow old and wrinkly, like, bruh. I'm focused on finding my husband, not just Jake from State Farm. What? But anyways, I was like, okay, it could have been really easy. And actually the next day after I got that download, when I was looking for a new gym, I was driving around and I typed in I found a gym on Google that had like a free trial that day. It was like a YMCA. And I'm not even joking, the devil played me so hard, because the maps brought me to my gym. My original gym that God told me not to go to. And I was literally about to walk, and I was about to be like, screw it, because I was driving around for 2 hours trying to figure out which gym to go to. I know that's so crazy, but I'm very picky on like what vibe of gym I want that day. So anyways, yeah, I was just about to say screw it, and I heard God say, I told you not to. 30 days, I told you not to. So anyways, I finally find a gym. I had to pay like $30 for parking. I was like, this is why I like my other gym. Because, you know, city parking, and had a terrible workout. Like, I hate when I don't know where I'm going. At my other gym, I had such a routine. I didn't know what I was doing at this gym, and I was just honestly having a really, really hard day. And I remember going home that night and sitting in my bed and journaling, and I was like, God, I feel so low. Like, I really took that gym for granted. Like, I was walking on the gym today so aimless, so helpless. Like, I need more structure in my life. Like, I'm ready to lock in. You know how much I love fitness, and I feel like I'm losing myself. What are the odds? I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but what are the odds that night, a guy from my church group, he's a fitness coach, he posted, and he said that he had, I think, like 2 more open spots for the following month in his one-on-one coaching. And I literally just felt God say, you want structure? Here it is. And I was like, okay, like, are you taking more clients? And now, I mean, we can just fast forward a little bit. I've been working with him for almost a month and a half, 2 months, and this is the answer to my prayers. But if I didn't listen to God and I continued to go to that gym, I don't think that this download would have ever come, because I would have been comfortable. You know, I was comfortable in that comfortableness. You know, I was stagnant. I was not moving up. I was not progressing. And the odds that God told me to stop going to that gym the day before he posted that he has 2 more spots open, it's no coincidence. So now I feel like I'm leveling up my fitness career. Again, this is where my dream life is. God is leading the steps to get to my dream life. It's just so cool. Like, even saying it out loud, I'm like, you just need to listen to what he's saying. And it's not always easy, but it always makes sense. I didn't know why he asked me to give up alcohol, but I did it anyways. I did it in fear. I did it in loneliness. I mean, it was very lonely. Just like I didn't know why he asked me to stop going to that gym. It revealed itself later. But I was obedient, and I learned. And time again, God is proving, if you listen to me, your life is just going to keep going like this. Again, it's going to go like this sometimes. That is life. But in those times, that's when I pray. I ask God for clarity. And a lot of times when things happen, it's because God's shaping your soul. It's not just like for nothing. It's always because of something, whether you're helping yourself or another person. You need to really, really sit down and maybe think about the things that your intuition, because at the end of the day, your intuition is God, in my opinion. Start thinking about the things that have been slightly whispering in your ear to maybe cut this out, do less of this, do more of this. Lean into it and actually do it, and watch your life transform. This is not BS. Just try it. I know that you guys have one thing that you've either been putting off or doing too much of, that you've been having tiny downloads, I call them, or whispers, to stop doing. Honey, that's God. He's trying to get to you because he wants the best life for you. So if you just listen, and again, this goes back to the free will. He's not just going to come in and handiwork his way through your life when you're not accepting him or not following him. He's not going to do that. And I believe that's why so many people live miserable lives, is because they're not following God's will. I just got worked up for a second. But yeah, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. I recorded this because, again, my dream reality is to inspire people. So therefore, I'm going to post a dang video, even though it's scary and it's not perfect. And I have foundation all over my sweatshirt, and I'm, filming off my iPhone. You got to just start somewhere. So I hope this inspired one person. I always say that. I hope it inspires one person, but seriously, I hope it does. And follow God, bro. Open your word. That's a big way I started hearing him, because he's trying to reach you, and he wants the best life for you. We have one life. Why not get the best? Okay. See you guys next week. Bye.